No, just thought of it, he said. Get moving and fix that holiday. Hamish was actually working at that moment. Lairg sheep sales are the biggest in Europe, and he was policing them, with Dick at his side. Because of the size of the sales, Strathbane had sent up 2 policemen to assist him. The importance of the yearly event meant that crofters were often dressed in the sort of finery people thought were the reserve of tourists, deerstalkers, tall crooks, kilts and sporrans. Hamish and Dick strolled into the beer tent late in the day and found their other 2 colleagues. "Everyone upset about the new Scottish police force?" asked Hamish, joining them. "You can say that again," said one of them. "Take off the civilian staff and think of the extra paperwork." "And how's my dear friend, Blair?" asked Hamish. The other policeman sniggered. "I think he's in love." "Who's the lucky lady?" "It's a bloke, fairly new copper called Cyril Sessions, real handsome chap. Blair's been seen drinking with him all over the place. Can't get enough of his company." As they walked out of the beer tent, Dick said sententiously, "It does happen, you know." "What does?" asked Hamish. "Fellows, when they get on a bit, they wake up to the fact that they prefer other blokes to their missus." "Oh, aye. Well, the only love affair Blair's ever had is with the booze. He's plotting something." "Do you mind if I hurry off?" said Dick anxiously. "I'm due down in Strathbane." "Another quiz?" "Aye, and the prize is a brand new Volvo." "Off you go. Things are quiet here." Hamish switched on the television that evening. Dick had such a reputation for winning quiz competitions that Hamish was surprised they let him on. The questions seemed to be very difficult. 6 contestants were quickly whittled down to 2, Dick and a shabby old man. And then Dick lost at the last question. How long does it take light from the moon to reach the earth? The old man said quickly, 1.26 seconds. There was a roll of drums and cheers from the audience as he was led to the gleaming new car. Hamish waited up until a weary Dick arrived home. "Not like you to lose," said Hamish. "That must be the first time." "I couldn't do it, Tim," said Dick. "What?" "He was an old crofter. He'd never been on one of the quiz shows before. The stories of hardship he told me in the green room. It would have been wicked not to let the poor old soul win." "What was his name again?" "Henry McQueen. Got a bit of a place outside Unabridged." "I wonder if there's anything on the computer about him," said Hamish. "Why?" "Just a hunch. I've got a feeling I saw him at the sheep sales." Dick followed Hamish into the police office. Hamish switched on the computer and searched for Henry McQueen's name. "There's something here from last year's Highland Times," said Hamish, clicking it open. "There you are. I thought I'd heard of him. He took top price for his lambs 2 years running. You were conned. Oh, here's another link. 5 years ago, he came out top on Mastermind. Subject, the Epistles of St. Paul." "I'll murder the old creep," raged Dick. "Oh, leave it. I'm sure he'll crop up again," said Hamish soothingly, "and then you can wipe the floor with him." The following day, Cyril checked into Mrs. Mackenzie's bed and breakfast on the waterfront at Lochdubh. He dumped his haversack in a small room and wondered how long he could put up with pretending to be a rambler, particularly as he had arrived in his car. He had pointed out to Blair that he was surely not going to be able to follow Macbeth around on foot. The room was at the back of the house. It was cold. There was a meter on the wall with a sign that pound coins had to be deposited for electricity. The bed was narrow and covered in rough blankets under a pink candlewick spread. A print of Jesus feeding the multitude with loaves and fishes hung over the blocked-up fireplace. Underneath was the legend, "His eye is on the sparrow." On a rickety table by the bed was a large Bible. The room was fairly dark. Cyril popped a coin in the meter and switched on the light in a glass bowl above his head, full of dead flies. He hung his clothes in the curtained alcove which served as a wardrobe. There was neither a phone nor a television set. The only reason he thought that you got any customers was because Mrs. Mackenzie charged cheap rates. He decided to go out for a walk around the village and start work. The day outside was warmer than his room. A pale October sun shone down on a row of whitewashed cottages fronting the sea loch. It looked like a picture postcard. Cyril walked towards the harbour. He brightened when he saw a pub. He would start with a drink and see what he could find out from the locals. There was a silence when he entered. He ordered a vodka and tonic. A small man in tight clothes materialized at his elbow and said, "Are you on holiday?"